Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss a new interview with Jenna Ortega. Now in this interview, she gives us some very specific information about the film that expands on her earlier comments last week about how the movie is both action heavy and gore heavy. Now after hearing her comments today, it only continues to ramp up my excitement level for Scream 6 and the potential of just how awesome this movie can be. So there's only one thing left to do. Let's go! So at the celebration of Latino Cinema and Television Awards ceremony, Jenna Ortega, who plays Tara Carpenter in Scream 5 and now Scream 6, was asked the following. Can you tell us a little bit about Scream 6 and what we can anticipate from this installation of Scream? And here's what Jenna had to say.
Scream 6, I'm so excited about because there's a lot of good chase sequences. Yeah, kind of reminiscent of like in Scream 2. There's a chase between Gale and Ghostface through like the lab. I feel like we have a lot of stuff like that this time around.
Okay, guys, this is so exciting to hear. I mean, we have been talking literally since Scream 5 came out back in January, how much we want to see chase scenes return to the franchise. One of the big hopes for Scream 5 was that we were going to have some epic chase scenes, some incredible suspense building moments. And while there was one or two here and there, as far as suspense building goes, like mainly Wes in the kitchen and what have you, outside of that though, really, there was not much of that, and there was zero chase scenes. There were no chases in 5. You know, Tara in the hospital in a wheelchair does not count as a chase scene in my book. Sorry, guys. That's not a chase scene. So we did not get any of the chase scenes that we're used to seeing in the previous films. So what was missing there, it looks like they are going to make up for in Scream 6. This is fantastic news. And just the fact that we're getting chase scenes in general back. And I made the declaration on my last Jenna Ortega video just a few days ago. And I remember I started that video out by saying I have a prediction. I have a proclamation that chase scenes are coming back to the franchise. I said that a few days ago because Jenna had mentioned in her last interview that I covered the comment about how this movie's very action heavy. It's action heavy and gore heavy. Well, I just kind of drew the lines, connected the dots. I said, well, that's got to mean chase scenes. I mean, that's what action is in a Scream film. It's going to be chases, and it's going to be fighting, engaged fighting, you know, like Dewey in the hospital, those kind of scenes. So I made that declaration. I'm so excited now as Jenna's new interview came out, and we hear her saying with her own mouth now and confirming it that yes, she says that there are a lot of good chase sequences, she said. And then not only do we get, you know, the idea of having some great chase sequences in general, Jenna doesn't stop there though. She goes on further to compare some of these sequences to one of the greatest chase sequences in the franchise, in my opinion, from Scream 2, which is the Gale being chased in the recording studio lab there. That whole sequence is gone down as one of my most favorite chase scenes of any of the Scream films. And she actually calls it out by name, comparing some of the sequences in 6 to the Gale chase sequence from Scream 2. Now that is hitting the buttons, guys. That is hitting you in the feels, as they say, because that is one of the holy grail chase sequences of all of the films. I mean, And I know that's my opinion. And you may feel not so passionate about that sequence, but I know a lot of you do because you've shared that to me and with me on live streams and videos. So I know you guys, a lot of you share that feeling of that chase sequence and how amazing it was with Gale in Scream 2. So Jenna's done a couple of things. She's cleared up any question with zero ambiguity of whether there will be chase scenes back in the movie, in the franchise. And yes, the answer she's saying is yes. And she said, quote, there are a lot of good chase sequences. So that's fantastic. She said, I feel like we're going to have a lot of stuff like that this time around when comparing it to the Gale sequences. She said, I feel like we have a lot of stuff like that this time around. So there you go. And then, the interviewer asked her, of course, so you're doing a lot of running. Is that what you're saying? And with a grin and shaking her head, she said, yes. And so there's a lot of running around, a lot of chases. This is going to be what I think all of us were hoping for in that regard. And I know there's a lot of other things we're wanting for Scream 6. I know the wish lists run long, depending on who you ask. We all have our particular favorite things we're hoping to see. But I know from just on all of the Scream 6 videos and live streams I've done thus far and conversations with you guys, that one of the very first things we all have in common is that we want to see a lot of chase sequences. And guys, it looks like we're going to get that. That is exciting. This has pumped me up. I'm already excited about it. I'm already looking forward to it. I'm nervous about some things too, but obviously, but there's a lot more things lately that I'm hearing that's getting me more and more excited at the potential of what this movie could be. Because we have said often that 6 has a great potential to surpass Scream 5 and be a better film. And that would be incredible. That would be amazing. So here we go, guys. We can at least look forward to this and knowing that we're going to get a lot of chase sequences. Now, I want to ask you guys this, though. And here's kind of the natural progression as we're talking about chases. Well, then where are you doing your chases at? Because it's one thing to have them, but now it gets really fun because we can begin to think about where these chases could be taking place in this fictional New York City, more specifically Brooklyn. So it's supposed to be more centered in the in Brooklyn, New York. So now we ask the question, where do we want to see chases? I know I've talked many times about a chase in the subway, a subway station chase, maybe through some subway cars or just the station itself. Imagine it's like 2 a.m. and for some reason, one of the core 4 or one of these new characters says, hey, I really want to go grab something, or I'm going to go see, my friend across town. I'm going to go grab the subway. And it's like hardly anybody down there. And it's just nothing going on. There's all kinds of scenarios they could tweak and make it like they want in the story, but that would be so cool. Where it's just dark, it's creepy, ghost faces lurking, but you don't know where. Those kind of things. I want to see chases in subways. So yes, I want to see that. I want to see chases in alleyways. There's some incredible alleyways in between these buildings that they've actually filmed at, and I covered here on the channel in many videos. Lots of images of them. Those alleys you could run through. I want to see that. I want to see him running through downtown, through the cityscape, through some sky rises, some skyscrapers. There's just so many places in this setting of New York. Central Park. Let's get him running through the park. So many chases, guys, places that you can do them at. So I'm very excited. It's really, really cool. And I want to hear what you guys have to think about it now. I've kind of shared now my thoughts initially on this. But what do you think about Jenna's comments and promising these chase scenes that are coming, even comparing some of them to the amazing Gale chase sequence in Scream 2? I want to know your thoughts, your ideas, your theories. What do you want to see? Tell me your favorite chase scenarios in the comments below. Let's see what you guys can come up with. I want to hear your imagination. So start leaving your comments below now and let's discuss it together. Well, guys, that's going to be it for this update. I just had to share this with you as soon as I found out about it. But I'll be back soon with more Scream 6 and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.